Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. And let me just double check and make sure I'm on the right microphone. Yes, I am. Ah, very good. So let's see who was here first. Ah, Jason, thank you so much for being here first. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Shelly L, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Fancy Fancy, Joseph Burnell, Mary H. Okay. Also, please do not forget to hit that like button. It's so important. It's how we keep the lights on. It's how we keep the heat on. Put a little gas in the car. Pay for Wi-Fi. All that stuff. I think it was Dolly Parton who said it costs a lot to look this cheap. Yeah. I love that. Do you know it costs a lot to look this cheap? Okay. Let's get on with it then. So the countdown continues. The countdown continues for Australia. I cannot wait. I was thinking about taking a little road trip, and I'm like, no, I want to be there. I got to cover Australia. It wouldn't be right. So, yeah, I'll go somewhere another time. But we got to be here for Australia. Mm. Clang, 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 clang with the trolley. Ding, ding, ding with the bell. Okay. There we go. So that, of course, is Harry and Meghan in Jordan. What a handsome couple. I tell you, they still got that fire. Whatever it is, they still got it. A very handsome couple. And of course, that is the flag for Australia. Get used to it. We're going to be seeing a lot of it. I come from a land down under. That was a great song, Men at Work. And my other favorite Men at Work song, Who Could That Be Knocking at My Door? Go away. Don't come around here no more. Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Oh, I tell you, the 80s. That was some great music back in the 80s. Really good music. You know, I think that the music videos help to broaden the appeal of artists that we may have never heard of. So the countdown, I am guessing, let's see, it's the 12th. Harry's thing starts on the 15th, right? So I'm guessing I'm going to venture to guess that, hmm, I'm going to say they're on their way. I don't know, but I'm guessing they got to be on their way. It's going to be so cool. So I do have the itinerary, And I'm going to share that again later. Although I hope I don't forget because that was yesterday's slide. Let me take a look here. Maybe we should take a look at it right now while I'm thinking about it because I will forget. I met a man from Brussels, 6'4" with plenty of muscles. And I said, "Do you speak of my language?" And he just smiled and offered me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, "I come from a land down under." I know I don't got the words right. That's not even remotely correct. I'm stalling while I get the itinerary up. This would be easier this way. Give me just a second, you guys. The itinerary. Do you say itinerary or itinerary? Oh, that's it right there. Okay, so that's from yesterday. And that is number 20. Oh, I was close. Yeah, yesterday's slide number 20. Okay, there you go. So, 4-day visit commencing Tuesday, April 14th. Well, I guess maybe they will get there on the 14th. You know what? Harry and Meghan, they do yoga, right? So they're pretty energetic. They'll be okay. So they get there on the 14th. Sydney, Melbourne, and Cumbria. And then the key engagements: Children's Hospital, Veteran Affairs, Mental Health, Women's Shelter, Sports, Harry to visit the AFL Club in Melbourne. Okay. And then the keynote speech, Harry to speak at the InterEdge Psychosocial Safety Summit, and then the women's event. So, oh, you know what? I don't think Meghan is going to be there all of those days. Oh, yeah. You know what? Don't pay me any attention. Well, yes, pay me some attention because they say it is going to be 4-day visit, right? So 14th. Mm, okay, I guess that is doable within those days. Okay, yeah, got it. Got it, got it, got it. Anyway, that is the whatever channel. I think that's channel 7. That's them saying 4 days. I think it's actually excuse me. I think it's more like 5 days. I believe it's more like a 5-day visit. But and note this tour is separate from their 2018 visit to Australia. Why would they say that? This is separate. Of course it's separate. I mean, they left and started a family and came back. Um, oh, I don't know. I don't get what that notice for at the bottom, but it ain't none of my business. So yeah, that is what we're counting down for. Are you guys excited? I know I am. So yeah, the big countdown. Now take a look here. I believe this is illuminated in anticipation of you can see the Invictus games. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, where did I get that from? You know what? I wanted to see the caption that came with that, but I've misplaced the captions, but I guess it's not important. But I think that is supposed to be a yellow background. Okay. See the background color is supposed to be yellow. However, I could not help but notice that it looks like Meghan's dress, right? I mean, I'm sure that that's yellow, right? But see what I mean? It's almost as though you see where I'm going? It's almost as though they are illuminating the opera house in the same colors as Megan's dress. Again, I know it's not, but it's kind of fun to think so. It just seems like it. And that's kind of fun. So I'm here for it. I am here for it. Just kind of looks like it. That's all. Although, again, I know that that's not the case, but it's a coincidence. I think I may share Notorious um later, maybe. Looks like he's having a lot of fun this weekend. Everybody's having fun with this night out with the Netflix people. I am. Okay. Hey, Gwendolyn Daniels, Veronica Quick. But yeah, these are the pictures from. Oh, let me get my face out of there. These are the pictures from the Netflix party. If you remember that from yesterday, they had a little Netflix gathering, and the Duke and the Duchess were there. Now, remember, it is very important that we all remember that Ted Sarandos is no longer speaking to Meghan. Um, the entire relationship with Harry and Meghan has been completely uh, rejected, removed. They have been set to wander the desert. uh, but I think they're going to need to do a well being check on some of the derangers. Hey, Ms. Z, they really do need to do a well being check on some of the derangers because I'm pretty sure this is not pleasing to them to see the Sussexes out enjoying themselves like this. That is a pretty dress. I like that. I like the way the texture kind of changes up and down like that. And how sweet that they're holding hands. Just one big happy family. As a matter of fact, wasn't that the thumbnail from yesterday? Wasn't that the thumbnail? Where is it? All in the family. Oh, I should have cropped the photo a little lower, I think, so that you could see Megan holding hands with oh gosh, what is her name? Avant, something Avant. Anyway, hold on, don't help me, I'll find it. Oh, got it right here with Nicole Avant. There we go. So, what was the occasion? The occasion was, they say it was a star studded private party hosted by Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were photographed spending a glamorous night at the Montecito, California home of Sarandos and his wife, Nicole. Um, and it looks like they were celebrating season 2 of Beef. Yeah, beef season 2. Whatever beef is, that's what they were celebrating. Go figure. I love it. What Netflix rift? Huh? What Netflix rift? Meghan embraces wife of streaming giant boss. Yes, exactly. What rift? I don't know nothing about no rift. Have you heard anything about a Netflix rift? Not over here, it isn't. Wow, look at how shiny and glossy Megan's hair looks. Look at how shiny, squeaky, shiny, clean her hair is. Nice. So, Vogue magazine decided that they would write an article. Um, Meghan is all in on this divisive shade for spring. But she's not the only one. Remember, it's the other lady at the party that wore that color. But anyway, Vogue is always doing articles for the Duchess. Let's see. According to Vogue, glamorous occasion, expect flowy Ralph Lauren, drapery Balenciaga. I'm sorry, drapey Balenciaga, slinky Chanel, and a sprinkling of some old Hollywood glamour. Yeah, that's what you can expect at a party like that. On Friday evening, the Duchess of Sussex stepped out with husband Prince Harry for a private Netflix celebration. Uh, Meghan wore the Gale gown from California lifestyle brand Heidi Merrick, known for its breezy West Coast style dresses, which she accessorized with a loved pair of tan Jimmy Choo, Atana 50 leather strappy mules, and brilliant earth diamond stud earrings. The silky gown comes in an on trend but divisive chartreuse shade with a flowing tiered skirt and fitted bodice. But what is decisive about that color? I love that color. Tapped as one of spring's it colors. Remember, you heard it here first. It is tapped as one of spring's it colors. Chartreuse is bright, electric, and a little acidic, appearing across the runways of Balenciaga, um, Alea, Valentino, and Tibi. With its bright, nearly neon appearance, chartreuse might feel intimidating to wear, but on Meghan, you can see how flattering a shade it can be. Styling it can also be surprisingly versatile. Like the Duchess, you can keep it simple and the focal point of your total look. It also livens up neutrals like black, white, or warm browns, while also playing well with other brights if you're feeling more brave. So, as you can see, Meghan is a trendsetter for the spring. Okay. So, that's what Vogue magazine had to say about that color. I love it. I think it's just perfect. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of, oh, I'm going to say, like a late 60s, I don't know, like Pontiac or Buick or something like that. That's what that color reminds me of. It reminds me of a very um, luxurious land yacht, a very large car from like the late 60s, early 70s. That's what that color reminds me of. It's a great color. It really is. I am digging it. It's a little gold, it's a little lime, it's a little yellow. It's got a whole bunch of like directions it can go. But I noticed that Meghan was not photographed next to that other lady wearing the same color. Different dress, but same color. What are the chances? And these are the other photos that they added to that Vogue magazine article. Oh, it says we've witnessed Meghan undergo somewhat of a style shift across the last year as she stepped more and more into the public eye again. As ever, founder has been experimenting softly with more glamorous looks, starting with the surprise Paris Fashion Week appearance. Right, one of my favorite things in life. Last year, supporting her friend Pier Paolo Piccoli at the Balenciaga debut. Oh, and then the 15% dress by Harbison Studio. So this bright and bold shade feels in step with Megan's more directional change aesthetic just in time for spring. Well, I tell you, thank you, Vogue magazine. I I just like the color, but okay. Oh man, I love it. So I do have some sound for you here. You may recognize her by now. That is um what is that girl's name? Um hmm Coogee Beach? No, not Coogee Beach. That's where they're going to. That is anyway, that's the lady that's doing the thing. What is her name? I forgot. Wait, don't tell me. My eyes are closed. I'm not gonna peek. It is mm, okay, yeah. Thank you, Gemma. I was about to say you better tell me because I can't remember. Gemma. Gemma something. I guess that's the common name in Australia, right?
Literally just got off a Zoom with.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the right one. Gemma, I've lost you, Gemma. That's not the one. Okay, let me try this again. I have misplaced Gemma. That was yesterday's message. Okay, Gemma, we're going to try this again. Are you ready? Please be the right one. No, that's not it either. Anyway, let it suffice to say that she's excited, okay? She's excited and cannot believe I have misplaced that. Well, um, oh, sorry, Gemma. I lost you, girl. But the good thing is I can find you again. Oh no. Oh, I gotta save this one. I gotta save this one. Wow. Okay. All right. So never mind. I don't see it. I totally lost Gemma. I cannot believe I lost her. Uh, okay. Well, it's not so important. We can get by without it. I promise you, it wasn't all that. But once I start something, I intend to stick with it. Sorry, Gemma. Okay. Next thing. Next thing. So, this is the tour that freaked out the royal family when they realized Harry and Meghan outshined them. They didn't want another Diana on their hands, told Meghan to be 50% of herself. Charles and William's egos couldn't handle it. Um, which I saw that today, and it's exactly what I mentioned yesterday, is that the Oceania tour proved to be way too much for what that family was able to tolerate. They could not stand the idea that the Sussexes had so much appeal and so much star power. So, of course, when it was that really sad scene from the docuseries The Crown, right? When Charles went to Wales and he learned to speak Welsh, he gave that really great speech. And when he returned to London, and he's expectant to be, greeted by his family as a hero. And his mother was just like, yeah, okay, you did your duty. You know what I mean? That one, now, of course, it is a dramatization, so we don't know what the actual conversations were. But the dramatization depicted Charles, or the actor who played Charles, excited, thinking that he's going to be thanked and applauded by his parents and his family, and that everybody would make a big deal out of his accomplishment for being, a very devoted Prince of Wales and fluent in Welsh and all of the stuff that you're supposed to do, the stuff that William won't do. And it was a big fat nothing burger when he got back. It was just like, yeah, you did your job. And so I cannot help but think that when the Sussexes returned from the Oceania tour, likewise, they were met with, stony faces and silence from the family. You've done your duty, so what? Who cares? Um, what's next? That kind of thing. Well, Let's take a look at this again. I really, really can't stand the fact that no matter how great they've done, that from that family, they get no appreciation. I really hate that. But fortunately, there are people like us and so many others that remind them what a great job they're doing. And those big phonies that appear on those weekend programs where they talk about the royal family, the various tabloid online things that they make, um, they will not acknowledge, they refuse to admit that the royal family drove them away, literally pushed them out of the country. With all of the plotting and the scheming and the leaking and the briefing, and it was the one hateful newspaper article after another, one after the other. And even now, they have not learned their lesson. This war between Clarence House and Kensington Palace is no good for anyone. Both households are going to be so damaged by the time William takes the throne. Both households. Charles, with his usual indecisive flakiness, and then, of course, William, with his consistent anger and bitterness. And they really think that those are the things that are going to win the day. Charles seemingly doesn't care about anyone but Charles, and William is mad at the world. Are you sure the royal family is bringing a lot of tourism? Because I don't think I would want to run into either one of them. Not even on the best of occasions, I wouldn't want to see those two people. Australia is calling Harry and Meghan's phony trip to the a royal wait, calling phony trip a royal trip. It is a disgusting lie. These two have to be stopped. Stick it in your ear. These two have to be stopped. Although, you know what? I would say yes, that is ridiculous because what can they do? But I think she's serious in that she just really does not want them to go. She she doesn't want to witness any type of love or appreciation for the Sussexes. She doesn't want to see them do a great job. All of those people are hoping that it's a huge failure. If it is anything like all of the other successful royal tours, Will and Kate should hope they would be lucky to have the success that Harry and Meghan has had. Can we do the laundry list again? And I'm going to include Invictus, The Hague, Dusseldorf. At least 2 or 3 trips to Canada. You had the countdown to Invictus. You had the Invictus games, and then I forgot it was something else. Um, Also, and you know what? And let's talk about Canada. Harry actually spoke to the First Nations people, right? Harry asked for permission from the First Nations. It wasn't just, oh, the king is coming, blah, blah, blah. No, Harry built a relationship with the First Nations, with the indigenous people of Canada. He built a relationship with them. They even designed the logo for the Invictus games. It's those kind of things that is so different from what the rest of that family is doing. Also, Nigeria and Colombia, Jordan. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw Harry and Meghan in Jamaica when they went there for the movie premiere. Because remember, these are not royal tours, right? We're not allowed to call anything they do a royal tour. So, yes, it was Invictus. Yes, it was a movie premiere. And on 2 occasions, it was, well, 3 occasions, it was definitely a tour, but we're not supposed to say that. Each and every one of them have been successful. And in spite of what the well, not the tabloids, but in spite of the fact that the British government and or Charles and William have been trying to convince people, do not give them protection, do not work with them, do not treat them like they're royals. And the exact opposite happens. Okay. So they have been successful time and time again. And it would just destroy them to admit that without the Home Office, without any input from those people over there, they have been incredibly. Oh, they went to South Africa, right? No. Wait, was there a trip to South Africa? No. No, no, no. They didn't go to South Africa. That was while they were still in bondage. Never mind. Um, Let me see. Caban. Oh, and New York. They went to New York. How can I forget New York? New York. You guys, New York. South by Southwest. When they went to Texas, South by Southwest. And they went a couple of other places. They went to go and visit with their family. So they have not put a foot wrong. Let's see here. Kavan Slim says, why are they so pressed about this trip? I wish I knew. I think it's because, this is my guess, because Will and Kate have not gone since William has become the Prince of Wales, since Kate has become the Princess of Wales. They have not had a trip to Australia. And so this is kind of stepping on their toes. Every time they go someplace, Nigeria, Australia, Colombia, this is stepping on their toes. Yeah, I think that's what bothers them, especially they go to Jamaica and get that warm welcome. When, of course, there is every reason in the world why Harry has a warm relationship with Jamaica. So, yeah, they are pressed and they are depressed. Thank you for the super chat. I just love it. This is making me feel very messy. I am feeling very messy about this, and I do want to rub it in their faces. I want to rub it in their faces so bad. The derangers, I do. But I cannot stop saying it. I cannot stop saying it. They have done all these things without the input of that institution. Flawlessly executed, perfectly carried out. Um, and of course, my favorites, Colombia and Nigeria. Those are my favorites. Those are my favorites. Okay. So again, the countdown. We have at least 2 nights of sleep, I think, before touchdown. Who knows exactly when they're going to get there? But I'm thinking the 14th. Yeah, I'm thinking the 14th. I'm so excited. Oh, you guys don't know. I got this big smile on my face. I do. I have this huge smile on my face because I'm loving it. This is why we're here, you guys. This is why we are here. And my lips are dry. Before I split my lip, better put some lip balm on. All right. William rejected plan for major ceremony and church service to mark him becoming Prince of Wales, new book reveals. Robert Hardman reveals that William turned down plans drawn up by his father's courtiers for an event at St. David's Cathedral in Pembrokeshire, West Wales in 2022. Um 2022 would be kind of, I don't believe it was 2022. I could believe that they may have wanted to have some kind of ceremony, but not 2022. The Queen had just died. The Queen died in September. You know what I'm saying? The Queen had died in September. Why would they rush to do something like that? So I could imagine that they've wanted to do some kind of ceremony. I do not believe that they would have wanted to do it in 2022. Also, I'm going to say that I believe that William turned it down because he doesn't really like uh, he really doesn't like anything to do with church. He's not into anything that involves a religious ceremony, so I do believe that he would have turned it down. And to be fair, I believe William would actually turn down having a coronation if he could. And don't be surprised if it's not put off for a very long time. He may put off his coronation for a long time. Usually it takes about a year, right? He may go even longer than that. He may actually go even longer than that. I could imagine he wouldn't want to do it. I don't think he really wants for that kind of attention. He hates the Order of the Garter. Anytime he has to put a costume on, he gets that like dumb look on his face because he's totally not into it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. I think that the government is really going to have to um, push the issue to get the coronation to happen at all. Which brings me to another point. why are we having a discussion about Harry being banned from William's coronation? If it's one thing that I applaud Professor Tim Wilson for, is the fact that he repeatedly says that Charles and William should show a little more grace and a little more forgiveness. Although I don't think that the Sussexes need their forgiveness because they haven't done anything wrong. But it's such a terrible way to start your reign, full of hatred and bitterness, because by doing that, he is going to make the coronation about Harry. And if he's dumb enough to think that banning Harry from the coronation is going to ensure that the focus is on him, he had better think again. Harry and Meghan were the focus point of the Queen's funeral. Harry and Meghan was the focus of the coronation. Philip's funeral, anybody else's wedding, is always Harry and Meghan. Jubilee, Harry and Meghan. So by banning the Sussexes from the coronation, he is literally going to shoot himself in the foot. And chances are he won't have to ban Meghan because I don't think she would want to go anyway. Harry is the monarchist, not Meghan. Meghan didn't even think that all of that curtsy and stuff was something you did unless you were on television. She thought it was like, oh, well, they do that for the cameras, right? We do that all the time. Really? Really? When nobody else is around? Yep. To each other. Yeah. All right. William makes $2.5 million from taxpayers for renting unusable prison. The Duchy of Cornwall refuses to say how much tax the Prince of Wales has paid on income from the rat-infested HMP Dartmoor. Is it Dartmoor? Dartmoor. The Prince of Wales has received millions of pounds in public money from an abandoned prison that was closed due to toxic gas levels. The Duchy of Cornwall, the estate which provides a private income for Prince William, owns HMP Dartmoor and has leased it to the Ministry of Justice for $1.5 million a year since December of 2023. Over the past 20 months, the lease has generated at least $2.5 million in income. But it's empty. So let me get this right. They rented the place or leased the place, but they closed it because of toxic gas levels. And he still gets the money. And of course, the prison, like everything else, is in his father's name. And someday it will be in his name, like everything else, the justice system, the police, all of that. And he's collecting money for what? That money could be used for so many other things. Good luck, William. I cannot wait for you to be king. You know, if they're doing this now, Could you imagine how they're going to turn the heat up once Charles is gone? Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Let's see here. Lenny says Prince Harry was conferred with an honorary fellowship from the University of West Indies, Mona campus in Jamaica on March 6, 2012. I did not know that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for 34 months membership. Thank you so much for 34 months membership. I really, really, really do appreciate that. Thank you. Almost 3 years membership. Let's see. William as king will be a disaster, and I am here for it. Oh, I can't wait. He's gonna have that dumb look that he has, like when he's when they're booing him, right? You know how he did that dumb look. Oh, I can't wait. Because at that point, he owns it. It is his, not his father's. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. Where you at, Willie?
How long have you?
There we go.
How long have you known about Andrew? How long have you known about Andrew?
Don't spoil it.
Asking a question. How long have you known about Andrew? How long have you known about Andrew?
Spoil it.
Spoil what? I'm just asking a question.
It's a pleasant visit. Why you would want to ask him that question at this particular time? Why you were so
It's the only chance I get to speak to him. I've never had a chance to speak to him before, and I wanted to know the answer.
What were you looking to get from that question then?
Oh, you hoped for an answer for being given.
No, not at all. No. Do you want to give me your details?
No.
You don't. Right, thank you. Appreciate that.
How long have you known about Andrew? I love the queen. I love the queen.
As you can see, the king has come. He's right here. He's right here with us at the moment. And I believe that he's heard us. And the king has won. You can see the movement into the church majestically and very peacefully.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You know, and I would not feel this way about him had he not been so terrible to the Sussexes. But that has put me in a particular mood. Acclaimed royal author. Oh yeah, this is Charles receiving his coronet, or is that a crown? Anyway, when he became the Prince of Wales, that was a huge television event. It was like a big post-war kind of a feel-good moment for the monarchy, and I don't think they've ever had anything like that before. The truth be told, I don't think there was ever anything like that before. I think that was like a particular spectacle of its own. And they kind of did that just because they wanted to, I don't know, I guess they just wanted to promote the country, promote the monarchy, tourism, whatever. But and I saw a documentary about the making of that crown. That is a very modern, like contemporary style crown. It is, the crown did not exist before this event. And they actually used, I believe they said it was a ping pong ball to make the ball on the top of it, that there may be actually a ping pong ball beneath it. But this is like something that has never happened before, at least not at this scale. They may have had some kind of ceremony in a church or something like that, but this is the first time that they had like this big elaborate outdoor ceremony um ever. So I think they should have had the coronation outside. If not outside, I think the coronation should. The thing is, can you believe I am going to agree with David Starkey? I'm sure you guys know who he is, right? David Starkey. I am going to agree with him. Instead of inviting all of these volunteers and all that kind of stuff, they should have had a very traditional um, coronation, the first one in 70 years, and you have all of these lay people there. Why not have both? They could have actually done both. They could have had like an extension built upon the with tents, of course. They could have like made a longer path to the throne using like tents or something like that. Um, and of course, the television monitors, so people can actually watch the ceremony, even though they weren't able to see it whilst inside of the event. I don't know why they didn't do that. They could have invited like another 1,000 people just to watch him walk past, but they did not do that. They crammed those people inside of the Westminster Abbey. Yeah, and so it was kind of disappointing. I've always wanted to see a coronation, but I wanted to see like all of the nobles with their robes and their coronets and everything. Everybody's wearing all the ladies with their tiaras. Charles ruined the coronation. He really did. The best thing about the coronation was the music. I thought the music was amazing. But the ceremony itself, Charles sitting there with that awful look on his face. Did you see how Charles looked like he was just like angry, hostile? I mean, this is like the biggest day of your life. 70 years you waited for this job, and you show the world a mean old man. Not exactly out of the storybooks. And I'm pretty sure William is going to do the exact same thing. He's going to sit there like the world owes him something. Let me see. I think they're upset because it was publicly advertised and people are willing to spend big bucks to see them. Oh, you mean about the Sussexes? I love the Queen. Shall we watch that? Why don't we do that one? To be honest with you guys, I kind of want to watch videos the whole time. I really just want to watch videos and then talk about it.
I just don't get it. I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about what you mean as royals?
I love the Queen.
Like Kim Kardashian. Because for me, they're becoming celebrities.
Well, yeah, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrity.
For me, is brilliant.
I love the Queen.
No,
for duty, responsibility.
She's always
figurehead.
worked really hard,
But
hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
They don't pay for all of the houses. But
Just a few.
I love the Queen. That was the one with that rat face that said that. I love the Queen. You big brown nose. I love the Queen. Well, I would work hard too if the whole country paid me. I love the Queen. Diana, what is Diana thinking about all of this? Do you ever wonder what would Diana be thinking about everything that's happening right now? There's no shortage of these so-called royal experts that loves to tell you what Diana would have thought, and she would be outraged, and she would be very angry with Harry. She probably wouldn't like Meghan, and yada, 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 yada. Let me tell you something. As an African American, the fact that African Americans took to Diana like a fish to water, okay? I don't think anybody could possibly understand how popular Diana was in the U.S., especially in the Black community. I have no explanation for it. She just was. And when I tell you that the whole country went into mourning, I told you about Mo Shannon's grandmother. She screamed and ran out to her garden, to her little prayer chapel altar thing she had in the garden. And one of my best friends called me, and I'm just getting in from the club, of course. And I answered the phone, and she's yelling, "They killed her. They killed her." And she's screaming and crying. I'm like, "What happened? What happened?" And when she told me, I'm like, "What?" Okay. Now, those are just two of the reactions that I know of personally. Two of them. So the idea that Princess Diana would not like Meghan, would not approve of Meghan, are you sick? Are you ill? Especially if Diana would have witnessed the brutality of that family and the press. What are the chances of her disapproving of Harry leaving that institution? Zero chances that she would disapprove. If anything, she'd be like, "Run for your life. I'm coming with you." These people are crazy. But there's another idea. Someone used the power of AI to gauge Princess Diana's reaction. Would you like to see it? Would you like to see it? There you go. That would probably be Diana's reaction. Even heaven and earth would not prevent her. Even heaven and earth would not prevent her from reacting. Yes, Diana would probably take the rest of it. Every single follicle, she just yank them out one after the other as a way to say, you need to calm down. You need to be a nicer person. She just get to pinching and pulling at that hair. Yep. What's left of his Diana-like looks. So one of the squatties made that on it's been going around social media. Lordy have mercy. Sometimes you just never know. The Sussex squad never disappoints. Ever disappoints. Never. Poor Willie. He was such a good looking young man. And now his brother is the hot one. You know? That is so sad for him. He used to be so good looking, and now it's Harry. Harry is the hot one. Even in the face of hair loss, it does nothing to take away from Harry's looks. Not a thing. Okay. I just tried to speed up the chat. I put it on a 30-second delay. So, okay. Let's see. Harlan Baker says, Diana will forever be loved around the world because she gave AIDS victims a voice and made them visible to the world when she hugged that little boy in the hospital. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat. I still really love that when she went to the when she opened up that AIDS ward. When she opened up the AIDS ward, the people were literally shocked that she was coming. First of all, they were just shocked that a member of the royal family was actually coming to the hospital. And then, of course, the big question was, will she or won't she wear gloves? Will she wear gloves? And when she arrived, she didn't have gloves on. That was a big relief because the people were so alienated and isolated from their families and from their friends that even though there was like almost zero, practically zero, I mean, we'll just say zero chance of you catching anything with your hands. They really needed that moment. And Diana was the highest profile person anywhere in the world to have had such a public visit like that. And especially at a hospital ward where most people were not going to leave. the likelihood at that point of leaving the hospital alive was very unlikely because of it was very fast. It was very fast. The whole thing, when you got to a certain point, it just wasn't likely you were going to go home from the hospital. And one of the patients that was at the hospital that day had not spoken to his family in a very long time. And Diana sat across from him and held his hand. And because of that visit, his family accepted him again. His family that had been estranged and had rejected him, actually, I don't know if they came to see him or how that happened, but they did see him before he died. And that never would have happened had Diana not come to that hospital that day. Now that's powerful. That is powerful. And that is what the paparazzi, the royal family, that is what they have taken away from the world. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, Eamon Holmes, as my beautiful granddaughters put it so well, I will do my best to get well soon. Or soon. What does it say soon? Anyway, that's I shouldn't it be soon? Soon. Anyway, or is that supposed to mean get well soon and come home or whatever? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for all your many, many good wishes. They give me strength. And you ain't getting no good wishes from me. If anything, I need a lock of your hair and a chicken foot. I'm going to send you something, but it's not going to be good wishes. I'm going to need a lock of your hair, a chicken foot, and perhaps an eye of newt. Yeah, I got something else for you. If anything, I'd be like, did you get that dead fish I sent you? But well wishes from me, not so much. Not so much. If it was up to me, he'd wake up with a horse head in his bed. Yeah. If it were up to me, he would wake up with a horse head in his bed. Sarah Vine, didn't the Sussexes flee for the children to get privacy? Okay, boo, where did you see that? Where did you see that? Huh? Where did you see that? Where did you see them say anything about we left so that our children could have privacy? I still cannot find anything that says that they wanted privacy. Where does the privacy come from? They did not hear that. And in terms of privacy, of course they want a certain level of privacy, just like Kate was entitled to privacy, just like William was entitled to privacy. But let's say Kate, because in particular, Kate did not have to tell the world what type of surgery she had. As a matter of fact, Kate did not have to show her face for 172 days because she just did not want to. We were told to back off and leave her alone. Now, did Kate marry into the royal family so that she could have privacy? Isn't William the one that sues people for taking pictures in public places like a ski resort? Because you cannot be the future queen and have a right to privacy. I'm sorry. You just simply cannot. But since we like to refer to Harry and Meghan as ex royals, former royals, non royals, then yes, they have a right to privacy when they choose to be private. Let's see, Sarah writing nonsense to pad her retirement account. A retirement that cannot come fast enough. It really cannot come fast enough, if you ask me. Sarah, no neck vine. And didn't they flee? Let me see here. So now they seem to be exposing their children to precisely the same sort of pressure and scrutiny that they themselves found so oppressive. Barely a day goes by without some coy video or picture of Archie and Lilibet. It's only because those images have gone viral that she's bothered. If the videos didn't go viral, then she wouldn't have anything to say. The thing is, California affords them the ability to share what they are willing to share and no more. They have a right to share whatever it is they want to share, but under the law, they're not able to. The tabloid media is unable to share anything further than that, within certain exceptions, of course. So, yeah, and I think that's fair. I think that's fair that the parents decide how much they want to share. Sounds fair to me. Before William became Prince of Wales, before Kate became Princess of Wales, they were very selective about family images. And even to this day, they rarely expose their children more than official occasions. Right? As a matter of fact, isn't it like agreed that the paparazzi is not supposed to bother the royals? That they don't pap the royals anymore unless it's Meghan and Harry. So they have the press volunteering to lay low and leave them alone. Yeah, I don't get why there's an issue other than the fact that Archie and Lily went to and she doesn't like that. It bothers her. One of these days, they're going to realize that the days of the world being fascinated by the British royal family is over, and that they are likely to never have that level of popularity again. It would take something like Meghan marrying into that family to bring them any attention, just like it took Princess Diana. But Kate Middleton has been a huge disappointment. I mean, the if you recall, when they went to India, I believe, oh gosh, I think it was Ingrid Seaweed. She said that you could not cobble both of their personalities together and come up with a whole person. You would have to, you couldn't get one personality out of the two of them together, Will and Kate. And then, of course, when they had their wedding, NBC actually cut back on coverage because there was a lack of interest. They cut back on it. People just were not excited. I think a lot of people were expecting it to be something like Diana's wedding, something of that level of excitement, and it just it petered out. It just fizzled out. It was very lackluster, boring. And I forget which show I was watching, but there was a guy on one of those things where they were, uh, oh, I forget which one it was, but they were trashing the Sussexes, right? But the one guy said that at the time of the wedding, everyone was saying how different and how great it was. And then he said, maybe 2 months later, then we're told that it was the worst thing ever. And he said that you're never going to get the same reaction from the first time to the next time. It is constantly changing. Even if you enjoyed it, even if you say you enjoy it, if you're one of those so-called royal experts, then in no time you have to start saying how awful it was. And that most people praise the Sussexes for their wedding, even with Curry. Is it Archbishop Curry? They praised the Sussexes. They praised the wedding. They said it was a breath of fresh air. And it's the same people, at least some of them, that all of a sudden it was the worst thing. We knew that it was doomed from the beginning. Nobody liked it. Very fickle. Very, very fickle. Listen to this. What is the purpose of increasing exposure while the Wellses children regularly participate in official royal appearances? The Sussex babies have no such duty to fulfill, and yet their mother seems intent on turning them into public figures. Why? The answer is obvious. They are part of her brand. When you look at the children of celebrities, this is something you see a lot. Take someone like Blue Ivy, for example, daughter of Beyonce, or North, daughter of Kim Kardashian. They are similar ages, 12 and 14 respectively, and they both regularly appear with their mothers. Blue Ivy as a singer on stage, North in various influencer guises. But that's their choice. It is their choice. It is their choice. And yes, the Sussex children do not have official royal duties to carry out. They don't have to show up on these state occasions or anything like that. So the Sussexes pick and choose what to share, when to share, and how they want to share. On the one hand, I wouldn't mind if we never see the kids until after college. But on the other hand, by sharing the kids in small doses, you take away that appetite of trying to sneak and hide and car chases and all that kind of stuff. And the best part about it is that the tabloids, that any of the media, they are only getting what the Sussexes want to share, which is their prerogative, which is their right. She's just upset because of how that video of the egg hunt went viral. Let's see. Kavan says the UK media understands that Archie and Lily won Easter weekend over that funeral procession they called walking to church. It did look like a funeral. It did. When I saw them, I'm just like, I thought Philip was already gone. It reminded me of Philip's farewell. Anyway, thank you very much. So that is Sarah. Do you like my wig, Vine? Sarah, the sweetheart that she is suffering from a severe case of alopecia. It's not official, but in my opinion, it's brought on by being an absolute witch, by being cruel and mean-spirited and writing things that nobody asked you for, and just all around being a negative, nasty person with those big, gigantic lorry truck driver, what is it? Butcher. Yes, those coal miner butcher hands, those big, gigantic, huge talons that look at how small that phone looks in her hand. I mean, that is like what the iPhone Pro Max or whatever. And in her hand, it looks like an iPhone 4S, right? It looks like an iPhone 4S. I mean, it just it's frightening how small that phone looks. Frightening. That phone kind of looks like a little calculator or something. Yeah. It practically disappears in her hands. Or is she wearing catcher's mitts? Are those catcher's mitts? Is she about to play baseball? Oh, okay. William and Kate sent out Christmas thank you cards 3 months later. 3 months later. Oh, what perfect timing. They sent out Christmas cards 3 months later. Confession, it says, while I keep up with business, money, correspondence in a timely manner, I often neglect my personal correspondence. I forgot to send birthday cards. I failed to send thank you notes. And remembering to send Christmas cards is something I've rarely mastered. Then again, I don't have a staff of 60 plus busy workers who could easily be tasked with these kind of things. Prince and Princess of Wales have a huge office staff, but apparently they can't manage to send out Christmas cards or thank you notes until 3 months later. Wow. Huh, okay. 3 months later, what perfect timing. And a staff of over 60 people. Early signs of tension between William and Andrew. Lip reader claims former Duke called his nephew a liar and full of bull. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor called his teenage nephew, William, a liar who is full of BS before joking about the younger prince meeting beautiful women, according to Lip Reader. You guys, they are still trying to create some kind of tension between William and Andrew. There is no tension. He loves his uncle. Just like that lady loves the queen. I love the queen. He loves his uncle. They have proven that again and again. This just goes to show you that they are starved. They are starving at the Daily Fail. This was a whole article about something that happened 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Actually, 25 years ago. Yeah, it says Christmas 2000. That was Christmas 2000. Why are they talking about a lip reader from 18-year-old Prince William for Christmas 2000? Still trying to create this illusion that there is tension between uncle and nephew. There is none. Who did this? Who did this? Who took the world leaders and put them in these Disney-like costumes? I want to know who did this. Icon of a new era. The Orange Queen. I'd like to know who did this. Invincibles. In.vin.sibbles. So you got Vlad, you have Donald, Vlad, a voice that commands the future, the global face of power. Or how about this, the icon of a new era, Z, the presence as rare as it is, a presence as rare as it is powerful. My. Grandma, what a big bow you have. Or how about this world leader, BB? BB, beautiful power and voice that doesn't resonate. Well, I guess being a vampirette, is probably perfect. Yeah, that's perfect for her. And then, of course, Kimmy Jong-un, Kimmy, an internal beauty. No, ethereal. Wait, is that? Oh, okay, I could barely see that. Ethereal beauty with a powerful voice. The Red King. Nuke's global ambassador. Okay. The Evil Queen, the Nuke's global. Did I miss those on the other ones? The global face of power. No, I did get those. So yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the faces of glamour for 2026. Yes, I tell you, they're hot or something. You know, sometimes we hate AI and then we see stuff like this. Yeah, then we see stuff like this. They're all demons. Well, since we're on the theme of villains and demons, what about this Disney villain? Isn't that something? When the Princess of Wales takes on the appearance of a Disney villain. Wow. The resemblance is uncanny. Huh? I mean, you got to admit, there is a resemblance. Oh, yeah. Yep, I see it. I see it. Wicked is as wicked does. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Definitely I see it. Oh my goodness. And the evil stepmother. Yes, the evil stepmother. In this case, they're both evil. Evil. Yep, absolutely evil. You know, if Camilla ever got a facelift, there would be enough left over for another face. She could actually have two faces, more than the two she has. Okay, she could have three faces. The two she has now, and then what's left over from, yanking and pulling all of that back. Camilla looks like an evil sock puppet. And then, of course, the wickedest witch of them all. Yes, the barefaced truth. That one right there, Liz Jones. Liz Jones, who bears a striking resemblance to this particular and mind you, that is not AI. I actually did a cut and paste to get that, but it seems like she really is holding an apple. It really does look like she belongs in a Disney villain role. It really does. She's got the look. She's definitely got the look. Yes, I could see that. But wait, what about these Disney villains? Huh? From GB News. See what I mean? The 1940s puppet, and then, of course, Corella DeVille. Tell me you don't see the resemblance. I'm going to get those puppies. Yeah. I am going to get those puppies. It's incredible. Wow. My goodness. Andrew Pierce, a man who looks like a slowly decaying ventriloquist dummy from the 1940s, is under investigation for groping two people at the Daily Mail. Good. Karma comes calling for this hateful ogre. This hateful ogre. Yeah, good for him. Or her, whichever. But yeah. How about them apples? Huh? How about them apples? The first time I read that, I thought I was going to scream. I thought that was the funniest thing. I mean, a decaying 1940s ventriloquist dummy. Whoever thought of that is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Now that is a burn. I would say he's cooked. And of course, this one, someone please get Meghan away from these Disney villains. the evil stepmother, and the ugly sister. Yes, get Meghan away from those Disney villains ASAP. It's interesting how you could just literally cast them as characters from cartoons and such. Oh, not my king. Look at what AI did to Kate's face. You know, AI creates images based on images that's in the social media, well, all over the cyberspace. And they combine those images to come up with a look. And that is what AI thinks Kate looks like. Like she's on that stuff. That is what they think. She looks like she's on that stuff. She's on that shit, y'all. I didn't say that. I'm not saying that. I'm alleging whatever. You didn't hear me say it. And I tell you, AI sometimes see things that we don't see. Watchdog queries Cintabale aimed in suing Prince Harry. Charity Commission will seek to understand how defamation action against the Duke of Sussex would further their purposes. And one of the squaddies said, finally, a very good question from Charities Commission. The Charity Commission said it had been engaging with trustees at Cintabale after being notified of its intentions to sue the Duke of Sussex in February. It said it was seeking to understand how the legal action would further their charity's purposes. How would it? How does a legal action help them? I don't think they even know. Let me see. It said it was seeking to understand while the charities are permitted to bring legal action without formal approval. Charity Commission guidance says it should be the last resort. The regulator said legal action can present significant risk to a charity beneficiary's assets and reputation. Trustees must ensure decisions are in the best interest of the charity. However, it declined to answer questions from the Times this weekend about who was financing the case. Now, they say Cintabale is not using money from the charity, but they won't say who's financing it. That's very interesting, isn't it? I tell you one thing, it's certainly not the love child of Jerry Butler. It's not Jerry Butler's love child. In response to questions this weekend, the Charity Commission said it had been informed of Cintabale's intent to take legal action in February. But it said the charity had not applied for formal regulatory advice before launching the lawsuit. Charity Commission has broad powers which enable it to request details of funding and records of trustees' decision-making. It can issue formal advice or, in cases of abuse, open a statutory inquiry. Well, we already know what's going on here. This has been a deliberate attempt, and so far it seems like it's going to be successful, of destroying Centabale. I just, Sophie has to be one of the cruelest, meanest people in the world to take a charity that is needed even more now than ever before. In case you guys do not know this, I know many of you do, but some of you may not have heard this. But one of the things that the Orange Menace and his administration, one of the first things they did his second time around was to eliminate a lot of the foreign aid that was given to, places in Africa, the Middle East, South America. A lot of aid has been cut off from people. And coming from a country like this that seems to find itself constantly at war, it was kind of nice to know that at least we were doing something right. But not anymore. Not anymore. They have all the money in the world to wage war, but they are cutting back on health care, and they're cutting back on aid to communities where the money is greatly needed. The help is greatly needed. Really disgusting. And right there in the center of what's already proven to be a pretty painful thing, you got Sophie. Huge disappointment. Now, take a look at this. Meghan, I am a powerful and successful feminist, a Black woman, and I was a lawyer in suits. So this deranger is trying to quote, it's a fictitious, fictitious quote, a fairy tale at that, but kind of a hypothetical quote from Meghan. What if Meghan said that? And then, of course, answering for Sophie, the actual powerful and successful Black woman who is a feminist and an accomplished executive and businesswoman, and the lawyer who came to expose the con artist, Meghan lied and finally met the woman she has pretended to be all along. Ah, life. Well, here's the problem with that. First of all, it's just not true. It's not true. Meghan hasn't said anything of the sort. And then take a look here. The irony of this being tweeted by a bot pretending to be a Black woman who is using an AI photo of a model, Yaya DaCosta, an actual Black woman, to trick a bunch of Brits into thinking she is a conservative Black woman. Sophie Chandaka is not a successful lawyer. She is not a successful businesswoman. She is desperate, though. Also, Meghan isn't being sued, dumbass. This is the photo. This is the photo. That is not why would this be your avatar? Why would this be your profile picture? It is obviously not a real person's face. That is not a real person's face. It is some type of avatar, some cartoonish AI crap that someone stuck on that account. A confident conservative woman staying that is true to herself and standing for what's right, not what's popular. Goofy and intuitive. Let's start brainstorming. This is the phoniest, fakest account Obviously, that is not a real person. And that particular Twitter account, everything there praises the royal family, and everything there is critical of the Sussexes. There is nothing else on that account. It is a royal sycophant account. That's it. That's it, and that's all it is a fake account. And I promise you, that is not a black woman behind that account. Not at all. That is someone who is trying to deceive, to mislead and deceive. In other words, this. As a strong black woman, I think the royal family has done more for the black community than Harry and Meghan. That's what it is. That's what it is right there. Huh? That's what it is right there. This is why I try to remind you guys, do not get so worked up. Do not get so carried away on these accounts, because you don't know who's on the other end. This is so glaringly obvious that it just makes me sick. Yep. Very, very obvious. As a strong black woman, I think we blacks talk too much about racism. That's the original thing right there. That's how it was originally. But it has been altered to keep up with the times. But that's the original right there. Interesting, isn't it? You really don't know who you're talking to on these Twitter streets. And let's face it, what decent, respectable black woman would post a picture of herself anywhere with her hair half done? With her hair half done. I don't even know what to call that. This is someone who had very limited skills, technically speaking, that wanted to portray herself as a black woman. And they failed miserably. Don't that really take the cake? Anyway, you guys, I think that is it for tonight. Is it? Yes, that was the last thing I had to share with you. Although I am filming another video, I just want to share another video of Harry and Meghan being absolutely fabulous. I can't think of which one I want to share. I always share the one. Well, lately, one of my favorites has been Meghan with that beautiful yellow dress. I love Meghan in that dress, looking so regal. But I think I'm just going to do the arrival in Jamaica. And then after that, we'll say goodnight. But I love that. I love when she had on that big ball gown, a ball skirt. And that was a lot of fun. Meghan and Harry are they're huge. They are just huge. And I'm pretty sure you guys share the frustration that I have, that I just want to see them succeed and do their work without all of this nonsense back and forth. But it's because they do things so well that those satanic people are attacking them, because they do what they do so well. And when you're good at your job, when you're the best in your field, then people are going to come after you, which is why nobody bothers me. That's how you can tell what a mediocre job I'm doing, because nobody ever comes after me. I'm still waiting for the tabloids to come after me. They will not touch me. They get everybody else, but they won't come after me. What do I have to do to get them to confront me? Anyway, but seriously, folks, but that's why it happens, is because they are just the best. They are huge. They're Meghan is the moment. And if that wasn't the case, then they wouldn't be coming after him like they do. As Harry was saying with the lawsuits, I am uniquely placed to see this through, which is why he was able to do what no one else could do, and that is to get an apology for his mother from Rupert Murdoch's son, or whatever it was, News of the World Son, whatever entity it was. He was able to not only get an apology, but he was also able to collect damages. And nobody else had the ability to do that. If Harry and Meghan were so broke, there's no way in the world he would be bothered with these lawsuits. But then again, you know what? I shouldn't say that, because Harry does stand on principle. So they're just two very dynamic people. And I don't think that anybody should take anything away from Meghan. Meghan has been very supportive to Harry throughout everything that he's wanted to do. I mean, I can't help but think that if Meghan said, okay, we've gone as far as we can with these lawsuits and such, but Meghan knows that the tabloids are going to come after her when they really are trying to target him. And yet, because they stand on principle, because they have integrity and they believe in what they're doing, she is willing to make certain sacrifices that a lot of people simply could not or would not do. I mean, they're very rich, but they're not billionaires. So none of this is without risk. Because you trolled them so badly. I wish I had 500,000 subscribers. I wish I had 100,000. See, those hate channels, they're the ones that get all the subscribers. But I could not do what they do. I could not do that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's say goodnight. Let me cue up Jamaica. And yeah, so I'm done, you guys. If you all want to say goodnight, now is a good time to do it. But I'm just in the mood for a video. One of my favorite things is sharing the videos with you guys.
Marcus. Where's Marcus?
Jamaicans don't want the Queen. I can tell you that.
And unlike the Queen, he doesn't believe Prince William can keep Jamaica from becoming a republic.
If Harry did there now, people would have react different. People that go meet Harry. But William, I don't want to see that.
Attain in short order our development goals and fulfill our true ambitions and destiny as an independent, developed, prosperous country.
Thank you, Media.
And we are moving on, and we intend to attain in short order our development goals and fulfill our true ambitions and destiny as an independent, developed, prosperous country.
Thank you, Media.